You guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back again for another Tidbit Monday. I'm sorry. I was on a roll yesterday. I was trying to get it done. And then I just flopped, for lack of a better word. Everything that I needed to work just wasn't working anymore. So we're going to do a Tidbit Monday today. And today's topic is about HGH, IGF-1. What is all of that? What does it mean? How does it impact our muscle mass? And what can we do to improve it? My name's Amira and I do the research so you don't have to. Starting with HGH is the human growth hormone, and this is going to impact your muscle mass immensely. But did we know that this started in utero? It blew my mind when I came across a video that said that your maternal protein intake is going to impact your muscle growth in adulthood. And additionally, IGF-1 is an insulin-like growth factor. There's 3 of them, and it helps the placenta grow. That's number 2. And the first one that we're talking about helps your muscle mass after birth. And the third one kind of helps both increase or decrease and regulate in the way that it needs to regulate. But we're talking about the first one, IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. This is going to help your body regulate your growth hormone into adulthood. So if you're like me, you're thinking, okay, so my maternal protein intake, so my mother's protein intake affects my growth hormone into adulthood. Is there a limit in which I'm working against something that I cannot see? And I went back and forth from study to study to study. The first study that I came across mentions that maternal protein intake has a huge impact on your muscle mass growth into adulthood. That's your mom's protein intake during pregnancy and breastfeeding. But then I came across another study that said high protein intake, and they studied like 980 women, saying that if your maternal protein intake is high, maybe in their study it's more excessive than it is just intaking what you might need, and you're maybe over the threshold for protein intake, that it actually decreases your muscle mass later in adulthood. Like, what am I reading here, you guys? So, protein is important, and then too much protein for fetal growth could decrease muscle mass later on. And that's where you get into the IGF-3, the third one that we previously mentioned a little bit, because it helps regulate those levels. And I think what the study said is that it kind of overloads that factor and it doesn't give the nutrients through the placenta, which is so wild to me, because if you have too much, what does it do? Where does it go? Am I stuck? Can my muscles get any bigger? It became clear to me that you can increase the human growth hormone, and we'll go over some of the ways that you could do that later. However, in some cases, people may have GHD, which is growth hormone deficiency, and a lot of people will have supplementation because of that. Interesting, because then you get into all of the insulin and liver duties that have secretion and waste, and how those levels are affected are going to vary immensely based on the supplementation that you're taking. But if you do not have a growth hormone deficiency, you just need to kind of wake it up. This is the video for you. And we always hear about plateaus, right? So you got to shock the system, ensure that you're shocking your muscles and giving it something that it's not used to and hasn't conformed to. Where in this instance, what I've come to learn in the vast majority of information, there are 5 key elements that are going to wake up your HGH. 1, reducing body fat. 2, lots of sleep. And those two kind of go hand in hand, because if you're not getting sleep and you're going about your day and you're running around like 9 to 5, your cortisol levels are probably through the roof. If you're drinking coffee too before you eat anything, just so you know, your cortisol levels are going to impair the ability to lose the body fat. So you could be working out, but if you're stressing the body to a point where it's not getting rest to recover from that stress, you will not be losing any body fat. Next 3 are high intensity workouts, so HIIT workouts. But no matter what side of the scale you're on, resistance training seems to wake up those HGH hormones like nothing before. And the last 2, limit sugar and intermittent fasting. It's gonna be worth it. Fasting is so good for your body. You don't need to always be eating and maintaining this breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack regimen. Maybe wake up, have your water, and maintain water intake throughout the day, and then have your dinner full of the nutrients that you're going to need. And it's okay to do this every once in a while. It gives your body the ability to look into the reserves for what it might need to sustain. Those 5 key elements are going to help you wake up your growth hormone, and you're going to be able to shock the system, so to speak, and release the hormones that are needed to grow your muscle mass. I hope this information was helpful to you. If it was, go ahead and share it with a friend. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow for more. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's hard to stick to a regimen sometimes, but I'm here with you. I'm trying to get the information out, and hard as it is, we need to just go to bed early. Skip out on the late nights, skip out on the movie nights. I know it's okay to have some fun sometimes, but I'm telling you, it's more fun when you can start seeing results. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you next time.